Hello everyone, this is Jorcation, and this video is why most traders fail. A really interesting question. I believe there are so many different reasons as to why people fail, but my personal opinion is these are the main reasons why I believe most traders fail. I believe one of the main reasons is to do with psychology. I believe people like to over leverage. It's just the nature of the role. We're in this game to make money. It's a confluence based thing as well, probability based things as well. So it's not really definitive. So of course, when people get into a position where they see something working consistently, it can kind of get to you a little bit. You can kind of think you have these superficial things in the market where you're bigger than the market, but the reality is this is a probability game, and it's all to do. We can't actually control the narrative. So people need to understand that. And of course, when it comes to why people fail, the brutal truth is it's an emotional game, and of course people over leverage, and if you don't follow a plan, it's going to be very hard for you to break that cycle or consistently losing. And even if you consistently win, of course you've got to take in mind that there is always that element of having a confidence, and then you might take a position and lose. And what does that do to your emotions? What does it do when you win you win 5 trades straight? You made 2 to 3% profit, which is amazing on each position. 5 times in a row, and then you lose one trade that blows that might be 2%. Some people might take the initiative to not even leave a stop loss on that trade they might lose, so they might have lost all of the profits. How do you respond to that emotionally? You were making £1,000 a day, for instance, for 5 days in a row. Monday morning opens on a London session, and you lose your position. That blows all the profits that you made last week again. How do you respond to that? A lot of people might say, okay, I might respond to it by, taking a step back, going over my plan, looking at my risk management plan, looking at the future positions, getting back to my best emotional state, which is the best thing to do. Or some people might say, okay, I'm going to go in again and try and make it back. In that case, some people might even over leverage. That can then bring you well down below break even into, loss. You can lose some equity. That's how most traders actually then lose money in their accounts, because they take the initiative that they don't need to take in terms of over trading, And the brutal truth is, over leveraging is one of the biggest reasons why most traders fail. One of the biggest reasons why most traders don't succeed in the long run, because they spend too much time, more time than they need to, overthinking things, and then they take positions. Not forgetting that this is a confluence-based career game. You have to take things into mind. This is probability. We can't know for certain whether the price is going to go up or down. It's based on probability. We have to have confidence around the market movements, and if you want to predict it, of course, have predictions, but we have to have some form of system behind why we make our decisions. Once you understand that, that'll probably be when you start to stop losing as much as you probably are, and then that's when you probably start to win more, and you'll start looking at your risk to reward ratios and all of these different things that will kind of start to flow, because you'll understand that there is a risk element to most decisions that you make in trading. You just have to take the best ones so you prevent yourself from losing. I've said in multiple videos before, you can lose 7 trades in a row out of 10, and you can still be profitable just based on those 3 positions that you have. So that also is a strategy, and it's just like it's the pound coin element. You can throw a pound coin in the air, heads or tails, 10 times. You can land on heads, even though you said tails, 7 times. The 3 times it lands on tails could be the times that you still become profitable. It's just about how you implement that risk management, how you implement that trading strategy due to your probability, on your setups, how you implement your lot sizes, all of these different things you need to take into account when you're trading so you don't lose. And obviously that's one of the main reasons why 90% of most people that trade are losing. This money is coming from somewhere. I place a position, I close in 100 plus pips profit. That profit is being taken from somebody else, essentially. So these are the things you need to take into account when you're trading. Trading is a career. Treat it like a business. If you want to make a significant amount of profit, it's not just something you just do to make money. You've got to do it. I would say pay more attention to the statistical side of it, the ratios. Look at the setups. Don't think about the profit, the money behind it. Look at your setups. Look at the pips. Risk probability setups, all of that kind of stuff. You need to pay more mind to, rather than just looking at the money side of things, because that is where the psychology really comes from, and that's where it becomes an emotional kind of game in reality. Thank you for watching. This is Jorcation. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.